Please welcome Maggie Philbin.
Thank you so much, thank you so much. And it's so great to be here. I feel I am just so lucky because when I come along to these events, the analogy I would use is rather like being like a wobbly person on an ice rink. And what I feel is that thanks to things like social media, I've been welcomed back into the tech world. And then two very brilliant skaters have taken me underneath the elbows and then whisked me round and round the ice rink until I can get back up to speed. So thank you very much, that's just how I feel. Now, what I want to talk about today is your power, your hidden power, and I and many others really want to tap into it. So there's a picture that's been up since you arrived, really, of me on a beach when I was 10 years old. Tomorrow's World had started, presented almost, well, exclusively by men and produced by men. Now, I'm sitting on that beach and I want to be a vet because I really like, well, at my school it's called nature still, I'm at a Catholic school, so I like nature. What I don't know is that when I go to big school, the physics teacher is going to be great, the maths teacher is going to be brilliant, the chemistry teacher is going to be hopeless. So I quickly realised that I am not going to be a vet. And because that is the only opening I can see where you can possibly use science, I then do English and drama at university. But I never forget how much I've enjoyed physics and maths. So because that played such a, a big part in who I am today, that's why move it on, go on. Now why won't it move on from there? I'm asking because I'm not pressing the right button. There we go. Now many people have been kind enough to say that what I did and what my fellow presenters did on Tomorrow's World influenced you and made you decide to take up technology careers. I don't think that's true. I can't see anyone with a hairstyle like that. So I don't think that my influence was anywhere near powerful enough. But I want you to recognise just how powerful you can be. Because this is a scary room, 300 young teenagers. They are thinking the same way as I'm thinking. If they like things like science, if they enjoy science, many of them can only see careers in medicine or veterinary science. They have very, very limited views. They know that it's quite difficult to get into those areas. Many of them give up because they can't see a future. They don't realise that there are all sorts of opportunities at the technician level. And they do not know what you do and why you enjoy it. So my task today is to really encourage you to tell as many of those young people as possible about what you do and let them see just how cool you are. Because this is what they still think you look like. This is what they turn up for some of our events to get them to draw, and those stereotypes persist, so I don't know if you can recognise yourself anywhere there. Actually, that could be Sue. And actually, in all seriousness, they are bright enough, those kids, to know that this is a stereotype, but the problem is they can't replace it with anything else. They cannot substitute your faces for the ones that they're drawing, and that's what we aim to do with these events. Now, we ask them various questions. So when we ask them this question about who knows most about technology in the home, the vast majority of them will say, yeah, I know most about technology in the home. But that knowledge and that familiarity with technology, and it breaks down evenly between the girls and the boys in the room, doesn't translate into them thinking they could be designing and building that technology themselves. And when you ask them about where they're getting careers advice or information from, then those people who they know don't know very much about technology are still playing a hugely influential part in their lives. And I mean, their teachers will also put their hands up to the fact that they cannot keep across what you guys are doing. So teachers and parents are not the best people to give that kind of advice, and that's where the young people are getting all of their information from. So I was furious about this, and I just felt, I'm not a scientist. I really wish that I had been a scientist or an engineer. I'm going to make sure as many of those kids who've got the potential to develop and to go and have really cool careers can. And they need to meet as many of you people as possible. So we run these events. Every single table of teenagers that comes along has got an ambassador. So it could be someone from Google, it could be someone from the BCS. But the point is that they meet real engineers, they meet real technologists. They think that you're there just to steer them through the day. We run really cool sessions. I don't know whether... is Dave Addy here? He said he runs... Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Dave is a wonderful app designer, and his partner Alison, they have just been fantastic. They've come along and run these wonderful design and app sessions with the kids. So they talk a little bit about what they do, they introduce all of their team, and then the kids have a go at designing apps. And the results are amazing, aren't they? Just so impressive. Really, really inspiring. So they're then connecting with a contemporary use of technology. They have an exhibition, because we think it's down to the BBC to explain, yeah, you could be on the telly, but there are cooler jobs working, building the technology around it. We emphasise other entry points so that, you know, the BT apprentices are there. Really cool. I mean, this I still haven't had to go on. It is a virtual skeleton bob, and the kids make engineering decisions to the bob. There's only 2 of these in the world, and then one of their team gets on the bob, puts on the glasses, they feel like they're going down the Olympic route, and the rest of the team can see them on a screen. It's a really cool activity. Syngenta come along. Then, you know, we just sort of show them that the latest techniques being used in the movie industry, all sorts of different applications of science in producing drugs. That's an activity run by the BCS, actually, podcasting activity. An amazing ideas wall, absolutely knockout. It really puts any other ideas wall to shame. You can just see hundreds and hundreds of ideas, and they have to sort of find time. There isn't a sort of, right, now it's time to go and have your idea, folks. This is what they just stick them up sort of throughout the day. One of my favourite ideas, because we themed one wall around the Olympics, was a kid who said that they had an idea for a new sport, which was essentially that you would play all of the ball games without a ball, just to make it harder. What a great game. And the other idea, which I thought was marvellous, was for a drug that was injected into every athlete, which would cancel out the effects of any kind of steroid, so it would just negate any performance-enhancing drug. And I thought that was an interesting way for the kids to think. So it's a lively day. We're very sort of proud of the fact that when they go out with images that they didn't come in with. So we ask these questions at the beginning of the day. So this is what one said at the beginning of the day. So this is where they start off. So you can see the biggest inhibitor to having a career in tech is the fact they simply don't know enough about it to make a decision. We repeat the question at the end of the day, and that has changed. And we're not saying that we convert every single person into engineers and technologists, but there is an impression that is made. That gives you an idea of where we'll be running events in 2012, and we'll be really grateful for volunteers. I mean, obviously, other good tech events are also available, but that's just a map to let you know just where we'll be. So thanks very much for listening to me. Please recognise how powerful you are, because by meeting one of those young teenagers, explaining what you do, giving them something real and tangible, then that they will lock onto that, and you could make a huge difference to a young person's career. Do not forget how powerful you are. Thank you very much.